All right, so we'll jump right into it. Spirea Little Spark. This is in the first edition. So this is coming out of Minnesota breeding through Bailey's. This is in their program. We brought it on board, partly for some of it for the low stuff, but really, we grew this tree for our sales. We really like the plant. You can see there, it's probably a little more, just a little bigger than what a gold mound gets, but it gets this really nice neon pink flower. Now, pink sparkler is kind of the same type of flower. The one problem we have with pink sparkler is it gets big fast, and then it's kind of a one-shot wonder. So it blooms once, and then you really got to aggressively trim it to get a repeat bloom. This one's a little bit different, but it still has that really cool neon pink flower, but it's on kind of a green yellow foliage, more dwarf. You can see here it's just starting to turn on for another round of blooming. She's got 300 on. There'll be more coming on soon, but great plant to talk about. New plant. It's got some interest. Nice flower for the summer. Big Bang. We've been out of Big Bang for a little while. So this is how I prefer to ship Big Bang. So Big Bang can, this time of year, start to look a little tired. It can fold apart a little bit because it tends to get some pretty long stalks. And then when it gets a huge flower on the end, and then sometimes it'll try to bend out. We've been sold ahead so far on these. This is a next crop coming on. The guys trimmed them back. They're full of nice growth. They will be blooming here in a while, but this is a great time to get them shipped out. Let them bloom on people's lots. Like we always talk about, it's much better to send a plant before it blooms than during the peak of its bloom. So this is a plant that's been in high demand. We just have a couple hundred. We'll keep putting them on. We got some threes that'll be coming online soon, but we wanted to get these out there. Nice, clean looking. Grab those up. Grass, heavy metal. We're back in business here again. So heavy metal is kind of that bluish color. It's been a staple plant, fairly popular plant for especially landscape installs. Very tough, resistant to black spot. We're just into a couple hundred. I will tell you next week we should be into almost all the grasses. They're very close. I don't think we'll be able to add them for early in the week. It's definitely going to be the week after, but by the end of the week, we'll get them added like Wednesday, so you can start seeing visibility for shipping really the week of the 12th. So if you got people hanging out there, just ask them if they can give us one more week. And then for most of it, we should be in business. Probably some of them that might be a little bit further out would be like Little Zebra, a couple of those, some of those banded grasses that take more time. But for the most part, we should be able to fill just about every need on the grass. Forsythia Spring Glory, this is something we completely shipped out of early. So you can see here, we're back in business. We got great size. We're back into the landscape size. This is a 5-gallon here. Just loaded with stems. They'll continue to grow. Obviously, this is a one-shot bloomer. For those of you who don't know, it's very early in the season, and then the rest of the year you just have the green foliage. But the Spring Glory blooms on new wood, and you can see there that this is all new wood. So we have a trim program in place. So we cut back all the old wood, and then we push all new wood up. So we'll have a flower almost all the way down the bottom of the can. If you don't do that, come the next season, all you're going to get is flowers on the tips. And we know that's not what our customers want. So that's why we tend to be out of them for a little bit of time. But back in business for the landscaper. So, all right, what do we got next? Viburnum carlisi. These are just coming on. We've been out of carlisi for a little bit. This is a 5-gallon here. We got some fantastic looking fragrant viburnums, definitely, Spice Island, Spice Girl. Some of the other ones have been ready, Jedi, but we're now back in business on Carlisi in a 5 here. We don't have a lot. We got 120, but this seems to be one that the landscaper calls on. It's an old variety, been around for a long time. So a lot of times it goes on spec jobs just because they're not familiar with the new varieties. But so we got some of them here. And like I said, probably your best bang for your buck is to get them into the new varieties because they're much larger, fuller, looking a lot better. So Contorta, we have a limited amount of these. So this is some 3 gallons here that we have. We got 200 of them. So this is a filbert. It does not get a fruit or anything. Really doesn't have the flower is very inconspicuous. So it's just has the twisty branches, so and the twisty leaves. So that's what it's all about. Filbert, we just do a limited number because of the risk of filbert blight. Filbert blight is pretty rough out there in the landscape. It's taking out a lot of filberts. So, but if they're looking for a replacement, we have them. That's kind of how we're going to go forward on filbert, is just produce a limited number for replacements. Quite honestly, if they don't have a spray program for filbert blight, people are just going to lose their filberts. The blight has worked its way across the country. The certain strain came out of California, out of the filbert industry, and then they redeveloped varieties and spray programs and stuff, and they got ahead of it, but now we get to deal with it. So, but that's what it is. If you have somebody that says, I have one in my yard, it's all of a sudden gone down, or I lost it last year. I know a lot of people lost them last year. It's filbert blight. Never replant in the same spot. You're never going to get it out of the soil. I mean, you can, but it would be with chemical and burn treatments that the normal homeowner can't do. So if they really, really got to have a filbert, they need to plant it in a different area and read up on how to spray for the blight. All right, Syringa dark purple. You can see here, fantastic looking. It's really a squat 7, but it's our new 5-gallon designation. So in the Proven Winners program, I would expect to start see blooms set on this. Remember, this is a repeat blooming lilac, fragrant lilac. So we're going to see some blooms start to set here anytime. Great landscape size there. You can see we're just pushed way past the pot, nice and full, continuing to grow. This particular crop here, I'm not going to trim at this time. I might have to light nip it later, but this is how we're going to ship it out with that nice new growth that will actually set a flower. If I trim it, it won't set a flower. But I can't let it flop either. So we'll just see how they go. But for the next several weeks, we'll keep these going. She put a couple hundred. We'll have more that we can roll on here shortly. So we should be back in business for quite a while. Hydrangea Bobo.
Can we go back to the Syringa real quick?
Sure.
How big of a head is that there? How big?
24 by 24.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Bobo continues to bloom. Bobo is one that, as long as we have enough of them, which we do this year, I don't have to really trim it. I did do some split trimming just to make sure we got fresh stuff for end of July and August. But Bobo, the reason it's popular, it's more dwarf. It's got super stiff stems, so it holds the flower up. It won't flop. That's why Bobo is so popular. That's why it's a staple for everybody. We have 2s and 3s available. We got plenty. We got 1,800 there. Then we have more that are in the split trim, so we'll be able to roll more on here in like 2-3 weeks, and those will just start to bloom. So they'll actually go through their peak of their bloom a little later, which kind of helps extend the season. So, you can see here is a great photo. Nice job, Flor. Good photo. So you can see the whole stage of the flower. It comes out really green and then goes into that white, and it will get little tiny blushes of pink. not much, but great plant, easy to take care of. You know, I can't, this was a winner when it was introduced back in the day. So, but we got good supply, so stay confident on that. Next, hydrangea little quick fire. So this is a 2-gallon. Sorry, we had to NA some 3s. We did get the info out that we did have a 2 for sub, but we're out of 3s for, oh, I don't know, we'll probably be back in business. Let's say by the 19th, a couple weeks away, we'll be back in business on 3s, but we got this fantastic 2. It's definitely oversized. It's the same size as the 3. We got 2,600 of them. We just have to talk them into taking the 2 over the 3. We will be back in business, but like I said, we're going to need a couple weeks. We had to go through a trim on the crop. It was just, they were looking a little rough and needed some shaping. So there's the 2. Hopefully now that you see it, you can push that as a substitution for the 3. Okay, so Physocarpa summer wine. So we just grabbed this photo real quick. We wanted to show you. She just grabbed it this morning, so sorry about the lighting. But I just wanted to show this. So we did the deco pots. We added them a few weeks back, and we did set those at a higher price. We decided that, you know, we pretty much missed our window of opportunity. So we went ahead and on the deco pots, so we have, let's see what we got. We got a Bobo, so you can use that as a 3. We have the deco pot, Physocarpa you see here. We have Fine Line Improved, that's in a deco pot 3. And Weigelia Shining Sensation, which we were out of a 3 right now. These are the same price now as a standard 3. Okay, so you know, you can sell them to a landscaper, you can sell them to whatever. Hey, here's the pot. If they want to bring the pot back, great. You know, if they want to keep the pot and use it for something else, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But it's roughly the same volume as a 3. We're still going to call it a deco pot, but it's at the same exact price. Couple things, like I said, we missed our window of opportunity for this. This is more of a springtime event. And then we're out of 3s on Physocarpa Summer Wine and also Spilled Wine and also Fine Line Improved. So, and I know Jeff is very limited on Fine Line 3s. So it's going to take a little finessing from you guys. Hopefully you can push that through. You definitely have to communicate that, hey, you're going to get this in this pot, but you're going to get a great plant. It's going to be a nice size. It's just going to be in that type of pot. So see what you can do there. Let us know if you have any questions, but Vince did review that with me. The prices are set with the same quantity break, same everything as a 3. Okay, another one is Buxus Winter Gem. We really started looking at this. We're running just way too long on this size. So this is a tall 5. You can see there, but just look at the size of that plant. I mean, it's just a beefy monster. 6,700 that look exactly like that. So we're not going to run out. So do what you can there, and hopefully we can make a dent in that. Okay, I think that's all the photos.